Hey everybody, it's JAKIN Like Bacon, and as promised in part 2 of my coming out story, I'm going to talk about some bizarre, funny, and shocking reactions I received when I came out as bisexual. In my last video, I talked about the struggles I endured with coming to terms with my sexual orientation. I also talked about confiding in two of my best friends, Shayna and Gina. After I came out to them, my life changed. I felt so good about myself and who I was as a person, and I was really looking forward to the rest of my junior high and high school experience. After about 8 months had passed, I started getting those feelings again where I wanted to tell people and I wanted to be honest and open and just get things off my chest because I was still hiding to mainly everybody but Shayna and Gina. In fact, I actually wanted to tell the whole school. I was just like, alright, let's go, let's do this. But then I was like, whoa, hold up. That's a little much because, this is still 2001 I'm talking about. So coming out to an entire school in a Texas junior high, that could have been dangerous. I don't quite know where I got the confidence I had. Maybe it was all the episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer I watched, thinking I could kick ass just like Sarah Michelle Gellar. Or maybe it was my dad teaching me how to defend myself at a young age. But regardless, coming out to the entire school at once was a little overwhelming, so I decided to dial it back. So, who could I tell next? Well, the first person that popped up into my mind was my friend Sarah. Sarah and I had an English class together, and we really hit it off at a Halloween party that we both went to. She was wearing this purple wig and almost looked like a superhero, and I just remember thinking she was a lot of fun, cool, very rebellious, and open-minded. Perfect. She would be the perfect person to tell. So one night I called Sarah up, and I just let it out. Sarah, I have something to tell you. She's like, okay, what? I'm bi. She's like, okay, but really, what? I was like, I'm bi. I'm bisexual. She's like, JAKIN, I'm sorry, but I don't believe you. Okay. Well, her response actually made a lot of sense. You see, I'd actually built up a reputation of being kind of a jokester and a prankster, and I think Sarah thought she was just the latest victim of my newest prank. It made me laugh. I couldn't help it, but I was just like, okay, what will make you believe me? Because I'm serious. I am actually bisexual. And she was like, well, if you're still bisexual in 3 weeks, I'll believe you. Now, just to clarify, Sarah wasn't saying that my being bisexual is a phase. She was saying that if I kept up with this running joke, then she'll believe me because then she'll know it's not a joke. But again, I couldn't help but laugh at the situation because here I am, opening my heart and soul to somebody, and they don't believe me. So after coming out to Sarah, I was like, wow, that felt really good. Even though she didn't believe me, even though she had her doubts, it felt good to get it off my chest again. So over those next 3 weeks, I had just started telling more of my friends, like, hey, I'm bi. And I let those friends tell their friends, and I let their friends tell their friends, and so on and so forth. I remember one time I was sitting outside the band hall with Shayna and Gina, and a football player was walking by, and he flagged me down. He's like, hey, JAKIN, come here. And so I was kind of curious. I was like, hey, what's this about? So I walk out to him, and I was just like, hey, what's going on? And he was like, hey, can I ask you a question? Do you think I'm attractive? At first I was shocked. I was like, is he seriously asking me if I think he's cute? But he was. He was looking at me with a straight face, waiting for my response, as if his life was depending on hearing something good come from my mouth. So I looked at him and I said, yeah, I think you're very attractive. And I think anyone at the school would think so too. And at that moment, I didn't see his physical appearance or his muscles or his jawline or his gorgeous eyes. Okay, I saw those things, but when I was looking at him, I saw so much more. I saw his vulnerability and his insecurities. I saw his humanity. And it was beautiful. So after that experience, I thought, man, this is great. Then the next day, another football player came up to me and was like, hey, are you bi? And I was like, yeah, I'm bisexual. He's like, dude, that's awesome. And I was like, what is going on here? In what world does an openly bisexual person encounter such acceptance from, like, jocks, football players, cheerleaders, people of every social circle? It was bizarre, and it was great, until I forgot about one person that I probably should have talked to and didn't. John and I were friends since elementary school. He also grew up in a religious household, so I thought I couldn't tell him about my sexual orientation because I was certain, like my parents, that John would turn to his religion to guide him on his morals about the whole thing, and I thought he wouldn't accept me. Well, John called me, and he's like, "Hey, I heard that you're bisexual." And I was like, "Yeah, I am actually." And he's like, "Why did you not tell me?" And I explained to him, "I didn't tell you because I was scared." And I could hear the hurt and the pain in his voice when he just kept asking me, like, how could you think I would react negatively? Like, how could you think I would do that? And the more he went on about it, the more I wondered, is this really about me? I just felt like there was something he wanted to say. And that's when he dropped the bombshell and said, "I'm bi too." Whoa. That was the most shocking reaction I received when I came out in 8th grade. I was so caught up in my own personal issue and my own inner turmoil that I wasn't even aware or empathetic enough to realize somebody else could be going through this, and I just felt horrible. Like, I wanted to cry. I think I did cry, actually. Kind of want to cry right now just thinking of that loneliness I felt. Here I was talking to somebody that was experiencing the very same thing. The same initial denial, the same fear, the same anxiety. So as you could probably guess, John and I quickly bonded over our similar experiences and struggles. And it was awesome. Like, not only did I have friends who loved and supported me, but now I had a friend who could understand exactly what I was going through because he was going through the same thing. Scared to tell his parents, scared to tell his friends. It's just crazy how allowing myself to be open and honest with people opened doors for deeper relationships with others. Thank you so much for tuning in to part 2 of my coming out story. It was so much fun going over the times that Sarah didn't believe I was bisexual, a football player asked if I thought he was attractive, and my good friend John came out to me. It was an amazing experience for which I am extremely grateful. If you like this video, I would love it if you gave it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can catch new videos every Tuesday. Next time on JAKIN Like Bacon, I'll go over the 3rd and final installment of my coming out story, where I fall for a guy that I should not have fallen for, and where I'm forced to tell somebody in my life that I'm gay. Alright everyone, until my next video, bye!